So, as the group stage is now officially over for the Rugby League World Cup, we now look into the finals. You already know what's coming. You've seen the title. Let's go. Bang. Haters Guide to the 2021 Rugby League World Cup finals. In terms of a review of the entire group stage, it is very easy to say that if there wasn't for Group D, the World Cup would be quite boring because of how one-sided nearly all of the matches are. It's like it was all complete blowouts, and then Tonga versus New Guinea. That was a really good match. So pretty much, I know a lot of people have been talking about how they may need to to not include more teams or like the same number of teams, make it probably down to 10 teams, make the qualification more harder and longer, but it's hard to say. I think it's just kind of reflecting of how rugby league currently is in terms of the viewpoint of the world. But I will say, as we now go into the finals, there is going to be some interesting lineups, to say the very least, and who can actually make it to the final at Old Trafford. So let's get into it. So the opening match is going to be Australia versus Lebanon in the quarterfinals. I mean, Australia have been absolutely dominant throughout their group. I think their current points difference is 178 out of the three matches, and the team that came in second in that group, Fiji, only has a positive of 38. They're taking on Lebanon, who have been actually quite all right in this. Obviously, they did lose to New Zealand, but they did get wins against Ireland and Jamaica. It should be a very interesting match that will play out, but I mean, Australia should win this. Like, there's a lot of debate about what's going to be the halves pairing for going forward in the finals, but Australia should very easily make this. Now we go into the next match of the Rugby League World Cup quarterfinals, and it is England versus Papua New Guinea. So England, very similarly to Australia, dominated all three of their matches. Quite shockingly, did demolish Samoa in a sense that I didn't really think was going to happen. I don't think a lot of people really saw that type of thing happen. I did think England were going to win that match, but not to that extent. They're absolutely wiping the floor with all of their opponents. They're taking on Papua New Guinea, came second in arguably easily the most competitive group in Group D. They did get a loss in the opening match against Tonga, with Kwamatangi scoring with about 3 minutes to go to win the game. But they did get wins against Cook Islands and Wales to go through. This match is actually going to be quite close and interesting. I'm still thinking that England will probably go through, but I think this is going to be a very good match. Now we go into the next match, and it is, of course, New Zealand versus Fiji. New Zealand as well won all three of their matches, beating Lebanon, Ireland, and Jamaica in the process. And they're taking on Fiji, who didn't have a good start to the tournament. Obviously, they lost to Australia in the opening match, but they did come up big against teams of Italy and Scotland. I think New Zealand have been kind of resting themselves. They haven't been playing up to their full capabilities in the group stage. It seems like there's been cases of people saying that Jerome Hughes has been carrying the team, but I feel like when it comes now into the quarterfinals, New Zealand should just run away with this. Fiji, I don't think they might score a try, but I mean, with the way this New Zealand team will probably go into the finals, I don't think that might be guaranteed. And then, of course, finally, I think it's the match that everybody is excited for. An absolute war is going to take place. It is, of course, Tonga versus Samoa. So Samoa came into the Group A in the opening match, lost heavily against England, but bounced back immensely, belting France and Greece. And Tonga, top of their group, haven't played the best. They did get a try in the last 3 minutes to beat Papua New Guinea. They were very slow against Wales, but they were able to run away with it in the second half. And they did end up being the Cook Islands, so they are one of the other teams that went 3-for-3. This match is going to be unbelievably close, tense, passionate. Probably the best we'll ever see it. The other thing I'm kind of wishing is if a match like this did happen in Australia or in either Tonga or Samoa, I think it would be making the atmosphere even more better. But in terms of who's going to win this game, it is going to be incredibly hard. But all I'm just going to say is we're going to watch with keen interest, and it is going to be brilliant. So that is my view for the guide to the Rugby League World Cup finals. What do you guys think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments below. My prediction for the final is going to be New Zealand versus England. So I think Australia will beat Lebanon. Fiji will lose to New Zealand. So it'll be Australia, New Zealand in one semi-final. And for the other semi-final, I predicted it would be England versus Tonga. So England beat New Guinea and Tonga beat Samoa. And obviously England beat Tonga and New Zealand beat Australia, and then they play in the final. No, but yeah, basically go watch the predicting the entire Rugby League World Cup video. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Anyone disagree with that? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later.